This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Wow. Welcome to DBL. Wow, Erica, you're such a baller. How is everybody doing today? We're in the neutral palette today, and we're hoping you're feeling ready to start, right?
Yeah.
We're neutral.
I don't know if it's neutral.
We're wearing pink.
Springy? Eastery?
The opposite.
A little Eastery, or as the Jews say, Pesach. Pesach. Welcome to DBL. We're starting today, actually, with a very serious situation that's going in my hometown in Baltimore, near it at least. I'm sure you've seen early this morning, a container ship collided with the Francis Scott Key Bridge. It caused it to collapse. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we saw that right there. Rescuers are, here it is again, rescuers are now scrambling to locate survivors that are in the river. As of the time of our taping, 2 people were rescued, 1 in serious condition, and now 6 people are still missing. Our hearts, our prayers, everything are with everyone there. We'll continue, of course, to follow this story as it develops. That's a very central bridge. We take it almost all the time when I'm in D.C. We're going to move on to another big story here. I'm sure you've seen music mogul Sean Diddy Combs may be in some serious trouble. So federal agents raided Diddy's mansions yesterday afternoon. This video shows Homeland Security agents pulling up in an armored car outside his home in Los Angeles. Wow. TMZ also obtained a bunch of photos showing armed agents gathering outside while they searched the home. Check out the other footage from TMZ of agents aboard a boat near Diddy's mansion in Miami. Lots of firepower there. TMZ also has video of Diddy. There he is. He's pacing outside of a Miami airport yesterday. Now, during the raids, this is where he was. Later, though, his plane reportedly departed for the Caribbean. We are unclear as of this taping if he is on board or was on board or wasn't on board that flight. Homeland Security said the searches were in part of an ongoing investigation, although it's not certain if Diddy was the specific target. However, there have been a number of lawsuits, we've talked about it here, against him, alleging violence and even sex trafficking. Diddy has denied all the accusations against him. What do we think of all this? We were texting behind the scenes just to let you know. Erica, what do you think about this?
You know, everything that's done in the dark has to come to the light. And there is a trail of destruction when you're talking about this person, allegedly. To me, it's like, it's not a hard conversation, but I guess it is a difficult conversation, if that makes any sense. Because you have an industry that obviously there are ways in which people operate and they have been protected for years. And you have all of these people who are just left broken. And people can talk about, you know, if they were complicit, if they weren't complicit. But I feel like when things continue to come back to you at your doorstep, then you are responsible for answering some of these calls.
Common denominator.
Right.
Yeah.
So if the Department of Homeland Security is knocking on your door, all of your doors, then I think that speaks to the nature of what you allegedly are involved in.
Al, have you heard about this?
Yes. Yeah, I've heard about it, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. There's just, you know, Tori, I like to come on the show and have a take and be very specific in what I'm saying, but this seems very opaque to me. I guess since DBL started, I've been looking at the law differently, especially having Trump in office. You kind of see, like, here are the loopholes, here's the thing, you can do delay, get trials moved. So I don't understand what you're allowed to talk about and what you're not allowed to talk about. Is Diddy allowed to say something in the public? Would his lawyers allow for that?
Again, he's not been arrested. I want to make that clear.
And so that's the question. There's a lot of allegations online. I'm sure some are true. Some have already been proven to not be true. But that's the thing with online. I don't care about online. I want to know what's going on in court. What does it say on this document? What are you accused of? And also, how do some of those things unfold? And I think it's very difficult, Jeff, when we talk about things like that, when we're talking about power dynamics and who made somebody do what, not under physical duress, but maybe under mental duress. So
or substance.
Or substance.
Because it's the allegations do include drugging, things like that.
Forced,
right.
Doping and things like that, yeah.
There are drugs all over this country at all times.
Right, but when you're lacing things, which is a part of what is being alleged.
Right.
I just think when we're talking about humans, and this is not even in the legal aspect, and I'll take it away from Diddy. When you use people as commodity, your day is coming. And what we're seeing right now is there is a reckoning that's happening where people are feeling emboldened to speak, and that's a numbers game. We have, for so long, I've been talking about the idea of power and privilege and how we as normal people can easily be manipulated by these things. We can be told that this person is more powerful than they are, that they have more pull, and oftentimes that's very true because he who rules the roost can rule the world. But what we're seeing right now is a reckoning where people are feeling emboldened to speak out and advocate for themselves and other people. And as a result, empires will fall. And we are seeing it in very real time. And I'm just going to be very clear, without saying anything out of step about this person, I'm not upset about it. And it's been decades.
Yeah, you're not
and
mad about that.
I feel like I've been in this industry for 20-something years. Everybody ain't lying on you for 20+ years.
Jeff, what do you think about this?
I'm kind of, like when you say that, I hear a lot of people say that and I hear like, oh, we know this for a long time. I don't know what you're talking about. Like when you say sex trafficking, and again, I'm not being specific to you, I don't know what that means. Are you pimping out young girls? Like do it in a language I can understand. Are you drugging girls and letting other people have sex with them?
Some of that is the allegation.
Are you illegally smuggling people in and letting them have sex? I don't know exactly what that is. That's a lot of manpower for someone who's not arrested or in custody right now. So I'm very confused about how this was going on for decades. All this manpower, but yet the person is still free and we don't know any details. So I really don't know what's going on here other than it looks like we're spending a lot of tax dollars for somebody who hasn't been arrested yet.
Yeah, interesting. And it's interesting at the Department of Homeland Security and not FBI, which is making me think it might be international. We'll see. We'll be right back.
About it. So we're going to do the Plan B pill first.
Okay.
As explaining the difference.
Perfect.
And then how does the medical community feel about this?
Perfect. And I can ask.
Yes. And you can ask Corey what she thinks.
Oh, people are writing in. Hi, guys. So Lee now just writes, yep, a lot of involvement. We have been hearing rumors on him for some time. Just like other famous traffickers, there's a bunch of pics of him. Yeah, so here's the difference if you guys didn't know. If the FBI is involved, it's only domestic. They are not allowed in any shape or form to deal with anything that isn't part of America.
I did not know that.
Yeah, FBI is only inside, so picture them only dealing. Department of Homeland Security is outside, and they can deal with international things. When I heard Department of Homeland Security, first of all, I'm thinking, why isn't it just federal agents? Then I'm thinking, why is it not the FBI? That leads me to think it's international, and that leads me to think, again, all alleged, that trafficking in between certain things, again, we bring up like the Epstein situation of places that you have no extradition, things like that. Had there been other places outside the U.S. that are now part of this whole investigation. Now, there is rumors that that plane took off and landed in Antigua. We don't know if he's on that plane. It took off right as the raid happened. So we're unclear as to whether Diddy got on that plane. It's a private jet, and he left the airspace and left the United States. And if you're in extradition, you have to go to places that the U.S. can't get you, but you also can't go to, let's say, France, because French people are in alliance with the U.S. and they'll...
Cape Verde, which was what the destination for that particular plane.
Welcome back to DBL. So we want to do a little dive into something we've been talking a lot lately, Princess Kate's cancer diagnosis. Last week, the princess said she was in the early stages of, quote, preventative chemotherapy after her abdominal surgery in January. So here to talk to us all about that and some other big health headlines, we've got our very own Dr. Coley, supported, of course, by Dr. Al Jackson.
Yes,
so
this is a serious topic, so I can't wait to hear what Dr. Coley has to say.
Yeah, exactly. So first up, what is preventative chemotherapy, and what are the treatments like? Is she going to lose hair? I mean, what is that like? Yeah, just explain that.
You know, she used that word, but it's not really a medical word. In the medical community, we call it adjuvant chemotherapy.
Adjuvant.
Adjuvant, meaning it's an adjuvant to the surgery. So we first do the surgery, then we give chemo afterwards. And the idea here is to sop up any microscopic cells you may have left behind with the surgery to reduce the chance of recurrence. So she's using it in a preventive sense to prevent recurrence. But it's not as easy as it sounds, because preventive chemotherapy is just like regular chemotherapy, this adjuvant chemotherapy. Same drugs, sometimes different doses or different frequencies, but a lot of the same side effects that you see with regular chemotherapy. Now, which regimen she's getting depends on what type of cancer she had, so that's a little bit hard to know. But some of these are heavy-duty regimen. Yeah. Like you can have, you know, all the side effects, the nausea, the fatigue, the vomiting, the hair loss, the loss in blood counts. And a lot of these chemo regimens can actually damage other organs like the heart. We know that people who've had early onset cancer have 24 more illnesses later in life. Kidney disease, liver disease, lung disease, heart disease. So it's not just about getting through that chemo. It's really a battle for life for her.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you know, experts are saying that part of Kate's diagnosis is part of an early onset cancer epidemic. Why are more young adults, more than ever before, being diagnosed with the disease?
This is an epidemic. Under 50 years, we're seeing such a surge in cancer diagnoses, not just in the U.S., but across the world. And initially, some thoughts were that, oh, hey, we're just looking harder, we're screening more. But it's not all about screening. It has a lot to do with the way that our diet, our lifestyle, and our exposure to toxins is actually modifying our genetics. And so, you know, we're more obese than we ever were before. We're using more alcohol, more drugs like marijuana, smoking more than ever before, and even our gut microbiota, which is the bacteria that live in our gut, are different because of the types of things that we're eating. We're eating more processed foods, we're eating more packaged foods. All of that can change the way that our genes are expressed and potentially increase our risk for cancers. And we're seeing many different types of cancers: breast cancer, you know, head and neck cancer, pancreatic cancer, stomach cancer, a whole host of cancers, colorectal.
Well, let's switch gears for a bit, because the Supreme Court is hearing a big case today. It's all about access to an abortion pill. Is this the same thing as the Plan B pill?
This is not the same thing. So sometimes people use it as a plan B, but actually what it is, it's the most common way to have a medical abortion. In fact, 63% of abortions last year were done through this technique rather than through surgery. It's very safe, it's very effective. You can do it in the privacy of your home, and you take this pill and it helps the pregnancy to stop growing, and then you take a second pill that actually evacuates your uterus and kind of expels the pregnancy. And it has a 95 to 97% success rate at successfully and safely treating your need to evacuate the uterus. Now, whether that's for reasons of choice, because you don't want to carry the pregnancy, but even if you have a miscarriage. So women who are going to lose the pregnancy, they can do it on their time and their terms by taking this pill.
Wow.
Now, what is the, like, how far along could you be in order to take this pill?
So this new thing that's going on at the Supreme Court is trying to change that to 7 weeks. It used to be 10 weeks, even longer in some places, but 7 weeks means you only have about 3 weeks after you find out you're pregnant, because it usually takes about a month, a missed period, to know that you're pregnant. So that would be a huge impediment.
7 weeks.
I think, to care, yes. And it's making it so you can't do it through telemedicine. You have to go in person. So what is this going to mean for women of color, women who don't have medical insurance, women who can't access care? To me, this is really not a good development.
Our bodies are not your political playground. I have to continue saying that. DBL Nation, follow Dr. Coley on social media at PyleColeyMD. Also, be sure to subscribe to her YouTube page, plus check out her podcast, Heart of Medicine, wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank you so much for that info. Thanks, it's so helpful. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. When he last joined us, we celebrated Black women in Hollywood. Earlier, Marcelus Reynolds returned to tell us about the final book in his trilogy of Black women transforming the entertainment biz. Take a look.
Welcome back. We love him, Marcelus. Congratulations.
So cool.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Oh, it's so good to see you. So the so the final book in your Supreme book series features iconic Black women who revolutionized music. How did you decide who was going to be featured on the cover?
Well, you know, that cover went through a lot of hands. A lot of people said no to me. Beyonce said no, then it moved on to Rihanna. I wasn't that set on Rihanna because there's so many books out there that Rihanna is on the cover of. Rihanna said no, although she said it in the most beautiful way possible. I had a little dalliance with Lizzo. That didn't work out. And then one day I was talking to one of my best friends and we went through the entire table of contents and we hit Missy Elliott. And my friend was like, everybody loves Missy. And I was like, everybody loves Missy, Misdemeanor Elliott.
She looks
and that's how we came to it.
Wow.
Wait, let me tell you this other story. Yeah. I literally texted her manager when we set out, when we said Missy, I said, let me text her manager. Within 10 minutes, her manager had texted me back and was like, Missy says yes. She sent me a screen capture of the text with Missy saying yes and the tear emojis, like 50 tear emojis. And that's how Missy got the cover of the book. It took 10 minutes.
Well, I have to ask you, because the singer Monica, who I love, wrote your foreword. Super cool. Now, apparently there was a special moment that you had with her. Can you walk us through that?
Okay, so all of these women said no to like being in the book or to certain photos. I wasn't getting the traction with the book that I thought I would after the success of Supreme Models and Supreme Actresses. And I mean, Viola Davis is on the cover of Supreme Actresses.
Yeah, right.
So I would have thought these women would have been like, yes, you know, jumping at the idea of being in Supreme Sirens, but they weren't. And I actually had gone to my literary agent and said, you know what, this book is too hard to write. I want to give it back. I'm going to give back my advance. And my literary agent was like, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am. And it just so happened that the next day I was interviewing Monica. And at the end of our interview, she was like, she said, are you on your knees? And it turned out that I was actually on my knees during the interview. And then she said, I'm going to get on my knees and we're going to pray. And we sat there and we prayed together. And after we finished praying, she said, stay the course. And I was like, okay. And she said, stay the course. And I was like, okay. And she said, stay the course. And I was like, I'm going to stay the course. And she was like, stay the course. And all of a sudden I got it. She wanted me to say, stay the course. And the two of us were saying, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. And it became like a chorus. And at the end, we were saying it together. Wow. And I was in tears.
That is
and
beautiful.
She said, the Lord has been telling me this whole time to tell you to stay the course. You write this book. This is the gift that God gave you.
Oh my gosh, good Lord. Okay, we have about a minute left here, but I want to get to this. The price point for your book is only about $50, and I know art books, that is a steal. I mean, a steal. Why is it so important for you, for Supreme book series, to be so affordable?
I am writing these books for everybody that loves fashion, entertainment, and music. But I'm specifically writing these books for little Black girls so that they can go into any bookstore in the world and they can see a book that is populated with women that look like them. And they can learn something about the trials and tribulations and successes of their ancestors. So maybe they can see a roadmap to success. Wow. So I'm going to price these books as inexpensively as I possibly can so that they can buy them.
Oh, you're incredible, Marcelus, because these could easily go for $250 and people would pay for that. So good for you. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations. DBL Nation, get your copy of Supreme Sirens, iconic Black women who revolutionized music. It's now available where all books are sold. Thank you again, Marcelus. So great to see you.
Stay the course, yeah. Congrats, buddy.
Nice
Good to
job.
see you.
Come back soon.
We'll be right back. welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. Steph, what do you have for us today? I'm ready to shop with you.
First up today, we've got the Halo Ultra Pack portable power bank with a digital display. And with the multiple USB ports, you can charge up to 3 devices at the same time.
Okay.
Normally, this is $60.
Okay.
We have got it for $17.99.
That's
That
nice.
is saving 70%. And you never know when you are going to need an emergency charge.
Amen.
Literally taking that home with me. I'm also taking this home, Tori.
Ooh.
This is the Diamond Muse 14-carat yellow gold plated diamond accent leaf bracelet.
I love this.
It's so beautiful with the warm 14-carat yellow gold, the diamond accents, and the nature-inspired design.
Yeah.
Normally this is $80,
Okay,
but we
still good.
have got it for $19.99.
Oh, yeah.
That's saving 75%.
In summer, that yellow will reflect so beautifully.
Next up, Tori, we've got the refurbished Ecovacs D-Bot N8 Pro Plus robot vacuum and mop cleaner. This has been professionally restored to like new working condition.
Oh, wow.
This refurbished cleaner mops and vacuums all in one step. Normally, this is $349 new.
Yeah, I would get that.
We have got a refurbished one for $169.99. That is saving 51%.
That does it all. What else do you
It
want?
really does. Our last product is the Born long sleeve notch collar and pant pajama set.
Cute.
This doorbuster deal includes 1 pajama shirt and 1 pajama pants. We've got it available in sizes small to 3X, and there are 4 styles for you to choose from. Doorbuster deals are always very popular. There's a limit on these, 3 per customer.
Oh.
Normally, these are $98. However, we have got the pajama set for just $15, which is saving 85%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag all these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code right on screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Steph. This is some comments. We love sharing them about Marcelus Reynolds, who made the whole studio feel better. Stacy says the book looks gorgeous. Kevin says Marcelus has great stories. Would love to get his book for my coffee table.
You know what I took from that interview, and Jeff, I think
Not
you
the
saw
book,
it too.
because I took it.
I know, we already had that little argument.
Little fight
but
there.
like before he came on the screen, he was just like this. He was so excited, and I was like, I want to approach every project like that.
I agree. The
Get
energy
that book.
was good.
Yes.
Have it the rest of the day. Bye, guys.